At exactly 11:07 p.m., someone knocked on Tom's door. If he had waited 10 seconds, if he had trusted the silence, this story would never have been told. The story. In East London, there is a place people walk past without looking. A long block of flats made of old red brick. Paint peeling. Windows quiet. The kind of building that remembers things. People call it Blackwood Court. Tom moved there because it was cheap. That should have been the first warning. Tom was 32. British. Born and raised in London. Quiet job. Quiet life. Quiet evenings. He had just gone through a long breakup. The kind that empties a person without making noise. So when he found a flat in Blackwood Court for half the normal price, he did not ask questions. London does not wait for careful people. The building was always silent. Too silent. No children running. No TVs through the walls. No footsteps above him. At night, even the city noise felt far away, like London was holding its breath. But Tom told himself silence meant peace. Until the knock. It was late. 11:07 p.m. 3 soft knocks. Not loud. Not rushed. Polite. Tom hesitated. Nobody visits at that hour. He almost ignored it. Almost. When he opened the door, she stood there. A young woman. Simple coat. Simple shoes. Dark hair tied back. She looked cold. "I'm sorry," she said softly. "I've just moved in next door. I locked myself out." Her voice was calm. Too calm. Something about her felt familiar. Like a memory Tom could not place. He stepped aside. "Come in." That was the moment everything changed. Inside the flat, she sat carefully, like someone who respected other people's spaces. They talked. About work. About London. About how lonely the city could feel even when it was full. She laughed quietly. Never loudly. Her eyes held sadness, but not anger. Time moved strangely. The clock on the wall stopped ticking. Tom did not notice. When she stood to leave, she paused at the door. "You don't have to be alone tonight," she said. The words were gentle. But heavy. Loneliness makes people foolish. Tom nodded. That night, London disappeared. No sirens. No cars. No wind. Just stillness. Deep. Thick. Watching. When Tom woke up, the other side of the bed was cold. She was gone. The door was still locked. That day, something felt wrong. The flat felt heavier. Like the walls had moved closer. Tom asked around. The neighbor downstairs shook his head. "There's no woman next door," he said. "That flat's been empty for years." Another neighbor crossed herself. "You shouldn't talk about that door," she whispered. That night, Tom dreamed. He stood in the hallway. The woman stood at the end, her face half in shadow. "You weren't meant to stay," she said. The dreams continued. Every night. Always at 11:07. Tom grew weaker. Food tasted like nothing. Sleep gave no rest. Mirrors showed a man older than yesterday. Lights flickered. Water taps turned on by themselves. The silence grew louder. Desperate, Tom visited Mrs. Harris, an old woman who had lived in the building longer than anyone. She listened. Then asked one question. "Did she tell you her name?" "Yes," Tom said. Mrs. Harris closed her eyes. "That girl died in that flat 5 years ago," she said. "Left alone. Forgotten. Promised love that never returned." Tom's hands shook. "She comes when the building chooses," the woman continued. "But she is not the danger." That was the first twist. "She keeps worse things away," Mrs. Harris said. "She feeds on connection because it is the only thing she remembers." Tom whispered, "How do I make it stop?" Mrs. Harris looked at him sadly. "You don't," she said. "You leave." Tom packed that night. As he stepped outside, the wind returned. Cars passed. London breathed again. The dream stopped. The silence faded. Tom survived. Months later, walking past Blackwood Court, he noticed something. A light. In the empty flat. A soft knock echoed behind him. At exactly 11:07 p.m. Final warning. Not every knock is meant to be answered. Not every door is meant to open. And some buildings remember those who stay too long. Loneliness can silence wisdom. Loneliness does not shout. It whispers. When a person feels alone, they stop asking questions. They stop listening to their inner warning. They accept things they would normally refuse. Tom was not foolish by nature. He was tired. He was lonely. And loneliness made him open a door he should have left closed. The story teaches us that loneliness is not just an emotion, it is a condition that weakens judgment. When the heart is empty, the mind becomes careless. This is why wise people seek connection in daylight, not comfort in darkness. Not every quiet place is peaceful. Silence can mean rest. But silence can also mean waiting. Blackwood Court was quiet, not because it was calm, but because it was watching. The story reminds us that peace and silence are not the same thing. A place without life, laughter, or movement may not be safe. It may simply be holding memories too heavy to speak. Always pay attention to environments that feel wrong even when they look right. Some doors protect you by being closed. The knock came softly, politely, with no threat. That is how danger often arrives. The lesson here is clear. Closed doors are not always punishment. Sometimes they are protection. When life blocks your path, delays your plans, or removes an opportunity, it may not be cruelty, it may be mercy. Wisdom knows when to say no, even when the heart wants yes. The past does not die when it is ignored. The woman did not haunt the building because she wanted to. She remained because she was forgotten. Unfinished pain does not disappear. It waits. This story teaches that history must be respected, whether it belongs to people, places, or families. Ignoring the past does not erase it, it gives it power. What is not healed will return. Not all spirits are evil, but all are dangerous. The woman was not cruel. She was sad. She did not take Tom's body. She drained his strength through connection. The lesson is important. Not every threat looks violent. Some dangers are gentle. Some harm slowly. Pity without wisdom can still destroy you. Good intentions do not cancel consequences. Ancestors and elders see what youth cannot. Mrs. Harris did not panic. She did not shout. She listened. The story honors the role of elders, those who understand patterns, history, and silence. This teaches us that wisdom often comes from those who have stayed long enough to observe. Ignoring elders is how many fall into traps already known. Modern life moves fast, but wisdom moves slow and sees further. Escape does not always mean freedom. Tom left the flat. The nightmares stopped. But the knock returned. This teaches a hard truth. Leaving a place does not always mean leaving the lesson. Some experiences mark us so we remember what we survived. Fear can be a warning that keeps us alive. True freedom is not forgetting, it is understanding. Buildings remember human behavior. The story reminds us that places absorb emotion. Homes built on pain do not forget. Walls that witness betrayal do not erase it. This lesson teaches respect for land, homes, and history. Where people suffer, something always remains. Choose where you live carefully. Energy is real, even when unseen. Modern life still obeys ancient rules. Tom lived in modern London. But the rules that caught him were ancient. The lesson here is simple. Technology does not cancel spiritual laws. Electric lights cannot erase darkness. Busy cities cannot drown old truths. No matter how advanced the world becomes, wisdom still protects life. Survival is the greatest lesson of all. Tom survived because he listened, late, but not too late. The story teaches that mistakes do not have to end lives if lessons are accepted. Survival is not about strength. It is about humility. Those who learn live. Those who ignore warnings return to teach others, sometimes as ghosts. This story is not about ghosts. It is about choices. It is about the moments when silence speaks, when doors knock, and when wisdom waits patiently for us to listen. Remember, not every knock deserves an answer. Not every stranger is safe. And not every quiet night is empty. Word of encouragement. If you are listening to this story today, this message is for you. Life can sometimes feel quiet in a painful way. Not peaceful, just empty. You may sit in a room full of people and still feel alone. You may walk through busy streets and still feel unseen. But listen carefully. Loneliness does not mean you are forgotten. It only means you are human. Even when the world is silent, your life still has meaning. There are moments when we make choices because we are tired, because we want comfort, because we just want someone to understand us. If you have ever opened the wrong door, trusted the wrong voice, or stayed too long in a place that drained you, do not hate yourself. Wisdom is not born from perfection. Wisdom is born from survival. If something in your life feels heavy, if your strength feels smaller than it used to be, remember this. You are allowed to leave. Leaving is not failure. Leaving is courage. You do not owe your peace to anyone who steals your energy, your joy, or your rest. There are unseen hands guiding you. Sometimes through warning, sometimes through discomfort, sometimes through a quiet voice that says, "This is not for you." Trust that voice. It has saved many lives. If you are in a season of darkness, it does not mean the light is gone. It only means your eyes are adjusting. Morning always comes, but only to those who stay alive long enough to see it. You are stronger than the night, wiser than the mistake, and more protected than you realize. Hold on. Your story is not finished yet. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to choose yourself. And remember, not every door must be opened, but your future still will be. Stay safe, stay wise, and keep walking forward. Stories live when they are shared. If this one touched you, subscribe, follow, like, share, and comment, so more stories can find their way to others.